Welcome everyone. When I asked for suggestions about what I should film, I was asked, could you show us how to use a chair in your everyday yoga practice? And the answer is yes, I can. Here's a video with a sequence that incorporates a chair for lots of different uses, lots of different types of postures. You'll need for this one a chair that you can easily lift. So a plastic chair is ideal, ideally something with no bar running through the legs. You'll know what I mean, you'll see it in the video. And you'll also need a cushion or a blanket. Let me know how it goes. Okay, so we're going to start seated. Any chair is fine. Ideally, you want a chair that you can lift safely, and it'd be good if it's got space underneath it because of something we're going to do later on. So try and avoid one that's got a bar going through the middle between the legs. So we're going to start off with just a very easy, simple seated neck stretch. So you're going to bring the soles of the feet to the floor, make sure the feet are grounded. And if that means you scoot forwards a little bit in the chair, that's okay, don't worry about it too much. So soles of the feet are down, hands are going to rest comfortably on the knees, and all you're going to do is bring the left ear over to the left shoulder. So bringing the left ear over to the left shoulder, you're stretching out down the right hand side of the neck, letting the whole head be really soft and easy, keeping both shoulders, if you can, away from the ears. So just letting the head melt over towards the left side. You can let the face be soft if you're comfortable. Maybe close the eyes here. Let the whole face soften down. When you feel like you're done stretching on this left side, you're going to tuck the chin in slightly and roll the head all the way through to the centre until the chin dips down against the chest and the back of the neck is stretching here. If this feels comfortable for you, you could maybe add on some weight by bringing one hand, then the other hand to the back of the head, interlacing all 10 fingers and just letting the elbows fall in towards each other, lengthening the back of the neck. So there's no pulling with the hands here, you're just using the weight of the hands and the arms against the back of the head to traction out the back of your own neck. Gently releasing the hands, you'll let them slide back onto the knees. Rolling the head again, all the way up and through, this time towards the right hand side. Keep the chin tucked in and bring the head up. You're going to drop right ear to right shoulder, stretching out the left side of the neck. So keeping the left shoulder down and away from the ear, you lengthen the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Keep both shoulders heavy and soft, plugged in on the back body. Maybe noticing here the difference between the sides, noticing if one side is slightly easier for you to tilt your head towards. Tucking the chin. You're going to roll the head back through centre to come up and out. Tuck the chin, roll the head in. Chin to chest, you let the back of the neck be long. And then pick a hand, it doesn't matter which one, and you're going to bring the heel of the hand to the forehead. Let the head rest completely against the hand. The hand is supporting the full weight of the head here. And using the hand, so no engagement in the neck muscles, you'll bring the head all the way back up to centre, using the hand. And then you can release the hand down. The neck should feel soft and easy. We're going to move into a really gentle seated twist here. Take the arms up overhead on a big inhale, reach fingertips to the ceiling. Exhaling, you're going to bring the right hand across to the left knee. Let the right hand land down on the left knee, and this left hand can come to rest on the back of the chair, or the arm of the chair. Or if you've got a low backed chair like I have, you could just let the hand hang over the back of the chair softly. You're opening the body towards the left. You're not pulling the body over towards the left. You're just letting the left shoulder pull back and ease backwards by itself. Taking a couple of breaths here maybe. And then when you're ready, you'll sweep back through centre, inhaling the arms up overhead, lengthen fingertips to the ceiling, reach up. Exhaling, you're going to let left hand, this is my left hand, float over onto your right knee. And then you're letting the back arm either come to the arm of the chair, the back of the chair, or soften down behind the back of the chair if you've got a low-backed chair. Again, the body just gently peels open towards the right. Try if you can, keep the chin in line with the little dip between your collarbones. You're never cranking through the neck, you're keeping it in line. Taking a breath here. Inhale to come back through centre. Reach the arms up overhead. Lengthen fingertips to the ceiling. Exhaling, you're going to bring the hands through heart centre. Gather all their energy up. And then fingertips are going to come to rest on the knees. We'll take a seated cat-cow. So mobilising the spine in the same way we would with cat-cow when you're on all fours in tabletop, except for the hands on the knees becomes your firm foundation here instead of hands on the floor. Feet are firmly grounded, hip width distance apart. Hands rest firmly on the knees. And when you inhale, you're going to peel the chest up and through, lift the gaze, lengthen. When you exhale, a little push against the knees as you send the back towards the back of the chair. Let the shoulders round in towards each other, round the upper back, tuck chin, look at the belly button. Inhale to reverse, draw the chin up, lift the gaze, broaden across the collarbones, lift the chest. Exhale, round it back in. So rippling through the spine here, maybe a little push against the knees as you tuck the chin, arch the back, angry cat, looking at the belly button. One more of those. In your own time, moving with your own inhale, you'll lengthen and lift the chest. Peel open the front of the body, broad across the collarbones. Exhale, round in, push the knees away maybe as you arch the back here, shoulders caving in, chin tucked, back body long. Inhaling, you'll draw yourself back up to neutral, and we're going to make our way into a forward fold on the chair. So a really supported, easy forward fold. Lengthen fingertips up overhead. Exhaling, you're going to fold long over the legs. Let the belly come to rest on the thighs, and the head, crown of the head, drop down towards the floor, as if there's a lead weight attached. You're letting the head hang loose, letting the whole back be soft. You're letting the body cascade forwards here. And then we're going to move from here into a standing forward fold. So a little bit of weight in the fingertips, and just go easy as you transition the weight into the soles of your feet here. So keep the fingertips on the floor to guide you so you don't fall forwards off the chair. You're just going to gently transfer some of the weight into the feet as you lift the hips off the chair. Maybe let the hips rise towards the ceiling just a touch, letting the crown of the head drop down towards the floor. And then from here we'll roll on up to stand. Pull the belly in, round through the back. Soft, soft knees if you need them to be. And the head and shoulders stack up at the very last moment as you ripple the spine up to stand. Take a breath at the top. Lovely. So we're going to move the chair. So I'm going to have to move my chair. If you can keep yours still, you're just going to walk around behind it probably. You can use the back of the chair. If you're slightly more petite or slightly more flexible, maybe use the seat of the chair. So I'll show you both options. Facing up to the chair, we're going to move into a stretch that's very similar to downward facing dog on the floor, but it's a slightly different stretch across the chest and it goes a bit easier on the legs. So you're going to make sure, first of all, that you're about one of your own leg lengths distance away from the chair. And the good test for that is if you can lift up one of your leg and touch the back of the chair with the toes, then you're about at the right distance. So lifting up the leg and just seeing if you can tap the chair with your toes, you're roughly about the right distance away. You're going to separate the feet out, hip width distance, maybe slightly wider. And then reaching forwards, you're going to catch a hold of the chair as you lengthen and melt the chest down towards the floor. So this stretch basically is mimicking what we do in a downward facing dog when we're on the mat, but we're working instead with a little bit more gravity and a little bit less stress in the backs of the legs. So you can hold onto the back of the chair and let the chest melt down towards the floor, hips are high. Or if you're a little bit more petite or more bendy in the upper back, you can bring the hands to rest on the seat of the chair instead. Make sure you've got the right distance, and then you're lengthening the chest towards the floor as you lift the hips high. From here, we're going to take a couple of deep breaths. And as we take deep breaths, we're going to come up high on the heels. So with the hands firmly grounded, you're going to take a big inhale, rise high on the tiptoes. Exhale, lower it down. Two more like that. Inhaling to come high on the tiptoes. Exhale to lower it down. One more. Inhale, come high. See if you can hover. See how high you can get the ankle joint pressing forwards. Exhale, lower the heels down to the mat, sinking the chest towards the floor. From here, we're going to start to warm up a little bit through the core. So a really accessible core exercise as we make our way through to plank. You can come off the hands if you need to give them a break. Feel free to come and catch us up. Hands are grounded down on the chair, wherever you've chosen, whether it's on the seat or on the back of the chair. And you're going to use that height on the tiptoes that we've just practiced to roll through. You're going to take your big inhale, lift the hips high, come high on the tiptoes. Exhaling, you're going to arch through the back, same as we did in cat-cow, and ripple the spine out until you're on the tiptoes in a plank position, pressed up on the chair. Exhale, bend the knees, send the hips up and back. Straight back to your downward facing dog. We're going to do 2 more like that. Inhale, come high on the tiptoes. Ripple through the back as you exhale, round through the spine. Bring the neck out in line as you hit one perfectly straight line here. Wrist stacked underneath shoulder blades. Exhaling, bend the knees. Back and through, you'll find your downward facing dog stretch. 1 more like that with a little challenge at the end. Inhale, come high on the toes. You've got it. Pull the belly in, roll your way out to plank. If you hit plank here and you're feeling strong, try a little bend in the elbows as you lower the chest down towards the chair. Send it back up in a perfectly straight line. Find your downward facing dog. Let it go, relax, soften off here. Maybe a little pedal through the legs. And gently and carefully, you're going to bring the fingertips down towards the floor as you let the body hang out over the legs. You could grab opposite elbows here. Maybe a little swing side to side might feel nice. Let that be really soft. From here, we're going to use the chair to come down into our relaxation. So fingertips on the mat as you guide yourself down onto the floor. I'd suggest if you've got a padded chair, you're probably going to be okay, but as mine's a bit harder, I'm going to use a cushion for this. So just popping that on the seat of the chair, you're going to find yourself sitting on your bum, maybe pulling some of the flesh of the bum out from underneath you to find yourself sitting up on the sit bones. And you're just going to bring the chair, so it's just above, so the closest part of the chair to you is just above your knees. That's probably about the right distance, but you can adjust it as you go. You'll take your feet as wide as the chair. Let the feet and legs be really soft. Maybe just give them a bit of a shake, let them relax here. Take a moment to catch your breath if you need to after those plank rollouts working through the core. So we're going to find ourselves in a seated forward fold using the chair here. When you feel ready, come up to sit, and you're just going to bring the forearms onto the chair to start with, and then maybe you're going to work forwards and down as you bring the forehead to rest on the chair. So it's a very supported forward fold. You're quite high up. This can feel really nice if you've got a very stiff back. You're just letting the forehead rest on the pillow. If you've got a pillow, just check that you're not pressing down on your nose or on the top of your nose. You want the pillow just against the forehead. Leave yourself plenty of space to breathe. You're going to use the hand, the same as we did when we were in our neck stretches. You're going to bring the hand to the forehead and just gently guide the head all the way up to the top. You could maybe bring the hands to heart center to seal the practice if that's interesting to you. Maybe dropping the chin to the chest and taking just a quiet moment for yourself. Give yourself credit for putting in the time to practice this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. It's been lovely practicing with you.